What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? What's up, beautiful people? Come on in, come on in. I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah, so today we have a very special guest, um, singer, songwriter, Stella Award winner, ASCAP honoree. The list goes on and on about this beautiful individual. Um, and we were blessed and honored to have her on our holiday issue for Snub Magazine, you guys. And I'm talking about none other than Miss Iana Crawley. Super, super excited to have her today. So I'm about to bring her on, you guys. And everybody, thank you so much again for joining us on the sit down. I greatly appreciate it. The team greatly appreciate it here at Snub. We love you guys. Let's see. I think she is in the room. Hey, how are you?
Hey,
How are you?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a minute.
It's been a little minute,
It's
huh?
been a minute.
For the Christmas edition, you know.
I know. You see, I gotta give you
Ooh,
your
look
thanks
at who
too.
that girl behind you. Who that girl?
That's
Who
you.
that
That's all you. That's all you. That's all you.
Yes, 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 yes. It's so good to be on. So we already did the salutation. How you doing? All that good stuff. What's
Just
up?
good. Nothing much. Just like I said, it's as always. I told you this on the shoot. Well, first off, I'll start and then I go back to what I was saying. So everybody who doesn't know who you are, I tell this to all my guests that come on to sit down. I don't introduce them. I mean, I say something, but I let my guests introduce themselves. You know, I can give the list, but you know yourself the best. And I may have skipped something. I may have looked over something. It's basically a setup, basically.
It's
But
basically a setup. It's basically that.
so
Okay.
tell the people who don't know who you are,
Okay, so my
who you
name,
are.
affectionately known, birthright known, Iana
Oh,
Monique Crawley. I'm a little girl from Washington, well, a grown woman from Washington, D.C. I am a mother, I am a daughter, I'm a friend, I'm an auntie to most. I sing, I write, I act. I'm a little funny at times. I'm just all woman. I always say one thing's for sure, two's for certain, three is a definite fact. I'm all woman. I'm straight up. I'm just your home girl. You know what I'm saying? And I love God. I love his word. I love his teachings. I love singing his music. And I'm just out here just trying to make it do what it do like everybody else.
I mean, you did that. You threw a little something on the end. You look.
Yes.
So, I'm gonna go back to what I was saying. So, for everybody that don't know, you are the first. I don't want to put you in a category, but I did tell you this. You are the first gospel artist to come on Snub Magazine's cover. And I consistently said thank you to you while we were on set because there was a struggle. Crazy enough, there was a struggle for us to get one on the cover, and I'm like, now God, if this is like I'm trying to do what you want me to do, I'm trying to
Okay.
put our people out there, but what's going on? You know what I'm saying? But thank you for taking the opportunity, with us. And then what's crazy too is I told you this on set too,
Yeah.
is I worked on Sundays Best. So I was there
Right.
when,
You did. That's right.
yeah. So I was there when everything happened, and then I had Latisse on 2 days ago, and we were talking, and it's just how it's crazy how everything has came a
Evolve.
full circle. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you for that. Thank you,
Thank
thank you,
you
thank you.
so much for having me. It was fun. I love that I did one of my favorite times of the year, which was, the holiday edition, the red, black, and the white. It was all just, it was so dope. And y'all
Def-
big. was just amazing. The team was amazing. And yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. So as always, I say this is not an interview. It's a conversation. It's just
Yeah.
we just having a general conversation. I don't like interviews using the word interview because it's like we're gonna go next, next, next. It
And
just
it puts pressure on the interviewee. So
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
have a conversation with me. Let's just dialogue like we're on the phone.
Right,
What's that?
right, right.
Yes.
So tell everybody how this all began for you. Like this isn't, I seen you, you talked about it a lot, but
Mhm.
a lot of people did see you when you first walked down the stairs at Sunday's Best singing Grandma's Hands. And that's like a very classic. That's a classic song for a lot of us that grew up some of us in the South.
Yeah.
I know for me, that was a Southern song. A lot of things that we heard, or, you had certain rituals and things that you did, growing up in a Black family and stuff like that. So tell us about though your upbringing and how you became the person you are today.
Wow, my upbringing it was pretty cool. I was intertwined in with a family. I was God given to a family that already was in the music industry. They sang in my house. Just fortunately enough, if you ever looked at Medea and at the end, you remember when they were at the picnic and how everybody gathered around and the ladies
Mm-hmm.
started singing and then the mother started speaking. That's how my family was. It wasn't a day. My grandmother's house, and still to this day, my grandmother's house on Call Place in Southeast is the house that everybody stops through after they get off of work, after school. It was just the staple house. It's the staple house in the family. And from that house, I've learned so much. I always tell people I'm a city girl with country culture. Like, I remember the times like my family dominated that whole little vicinity. So I had both of my grandparents on like 2 and 3 streets over. My cousins lived in apartments across the street, down the street. There was a neighborhood school. So it wasn't like nobody did not know the Jeters and Cheeks family. It was just so rich,
Mm.
I learned so much, and it was an honor to have grown up in that, and especially the singing. That was the part that got to me, because it was nothing that my aunts and my grandmother and my father would strike up a song, and I was always the little girl just right there, just gleaning from them. And when they heard my voice, it was like, oh, you sing too? So they started teaching me songs, and then it was like, oh, come up here and sing. And so the great thing about that, because my family was so into the gospel industry already, late great Reverend Julius Cheeks, he sang gospel. So he's been out there with Sam Cooke and the Soul Stirrers. So he knew a lot of people. A lot of those people graced my grandmother's porch.
Mm.
A lot of gospel people, when they came into town, she was the house that they came over. She made food, she fed them. We sat on the porch, we sang. It was just always a thing. And I'm going home next week, and I can't wait to celebrate, because I
Oh,
know it's going to.
you'll be down the street then. You'll be down the
Yes.
street.
So my upbringing was good. I can't say, I've seen my parents struggle. I've seen, we had our hard times, but it wasn't to the point where, you know what I'm saying, it was anything that was detrimental to me or that left a scar on me. Really, really, my upbringing was really, really, really well good. I mean, really good. And I don't have no complaints about it, you know?
Definitely. So when you hit the stage of Sunday's Best, what was going through your mind? Because a lot of people don't know the behind the scenes of what we were doing. They
Right.
saw always what you guys hit the stage. They didn't know like what you had to practice walking out. You had to practice doing this. Like the whole experience. And sometimes in this entertainment business, a lot of people don't see what we go through, like the stuff we got to prep to get ready and make sure, because by the time the television is on or we have to do your shoot and the issue drops, it's like,
Yeah.
how does it
Yeah.
look? Like we waiting for everybody to see how it looks. So what was that experience like for you, being on that show?
So, I mean, with everything, there's a process, and like you said, they don't see the behind the scenes. All they see is the glitz and glamour when the lights come on and we got to be ready. Oh man, I was nervous. Even being on the production side, it's just like I was given a song and then they'll change the song at the last minute, and then you have to think. See, I was in a mind frame like, okay, this is a gospel show, so I'm really here to represent God and to shine my light, but it's also a competition. So it's a twofold thing. So you gotta have. I know the Bible says a double-minded man is stable and unstable in all his ways, but you got to have a double mind when you're dealing with that, especially because I'm just like, okay, God, I'm representing you. I want to make sure you shine. But then I'm like, okay, God, because I want to win too. So,
Right.
so listen, okay, give me a little bit of this on this
Right.
side and this on that side. But I was nervous. But it's one thing that I would never, when people say if you could change anything in your life, that would be one of the things that I would not change, because for one, it gave me a platform for people to see, and to hear my voice across the world, across the country. And then two, it taught me a lot. It made me push aside my fear, because we have to be on just like that. So I
Right.
didn't have time to have fear. I was nervous, but I didn't have time to think about it and say, oh no, I don't want to do this. No, it's just like, sis, you here, so you got to do this. So I was nervous, but I'm glad I went through it. And like I said, the behind the scenes, and baby, okay, I was scared that I was gonna fall. All I kept praying was, Lord, please let me fall down these steps. So having to think about all this stuff
And
and
you
seeing
did it.
people perform, it's a lot.
If I recall correctly, you walked down them steps several times before we started actually shooting.
Guess what? And I was so mad at that. I kept saying, you don't know that I'm clumsy. If I fall, and then they had me in those heels, and then I'm gonna think, girl, I'm carrying a wagon. So listen, I got to be careful. I got to
Right.
step light, because I
Right.
can't fall down these steps. Okay.
Right.
But I was so nervous. But when I came down those stairs, I mean, I was just like, okay, God, if I fall, I'm just gonna play it off. I'm gonna do a tumble roll. I'm
Right.
gonna, and I'm gonna be on the floor like, yes, grandma. But the experience overall was amazing.
Definitely. But I can say one thing. When I've even seen you on other projects, you study people. Like you could tell, like you watch things. And then I saw when you was on, who was it? Someone just did a concert, a virtual concert. Was it Travis?
Yeah, Travis.
I was watching that, and
You
like
watch Travis? Okay. Uh-huh.
yeah, and I was just watching certain things because I was like, wait, is she in the, because so a lot of people don't see, they always see you in the front.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of people don't ever notice sometimes people are singing backup for other artists in those times.
Yeah.
And I saw you, but like he would hit certain notes, and then I could hear you like go along. I was like,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
okay.
because a lot of people don't know. So you asked me about how I got started. That's how I got started. I got started singing background for my aunt.
Right.
And so when a lot of the kids at home, they were getting summer jobs, I would have my summer job too, but I would also travel with them. So they groomed me. And then in DC, they had this thing called Lyric Cafe, because BET Studios was there in DC. So I would be in the pool of singers that they would call to sing background. So when I say my resume is filled with Let C and the Chrisette Michelle, because they came in to sing, and I would be the one that sang background with them. So for them at the time when I wasn't, in the forefront, I love. And a lot of people was like, why would you sing background? Because first of all, I love singing, period. So singing background or even being in the front, it doesn't matter. I just
Right.
love the art of singing. I love helping other artists anyway, because singing background is just good to me. I just love it. I love accompanying. It's almost like the orchestra. It wouldn't be an orchestra without all the pieces. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody asks me, hey, can you sit in? I'm just like, yeah, it doesn't matter if it's $10 or $10,000. I'm just throwing a number out there. It doesn't matter. I love what I do, and I get to pick and choose if I want to do it or not.
Right.
I sing background in a heartbeat.
But a lot of people have an issue with that. A lot of people
Of
don't
course.
understand that this industry, a lot of big artists that have came out are even on tracks that some big tracks someone has done before, a big track. Some big tracks. Yeah, they don't understand that there is sometimes things where we're behind the scenes on stuff, and it's not because we want the glitz and fame about that. It's because of our passion. And a lot of people come into this industry when they don't have that passion. You see them drop because it's like there'll be times at nighttime get a phone call. I do not want to talk right now. But this is what I'm going to do.
Exactly. So, and I get it. Sometimes, some people will try to use and abuse you. So you have to pick and choose. Let's be clear on that. You have to have discernment.
Definitely.
So, okay, well, I did it for you this time. I'm going to do it for you this time. Like I said, I get to pick and choose whether I be in front, if I want to take the contract to sing, be by myself, or somebody say, hey, can you come help me, and sing a little background for me? And I get to have the choice to say yeah or no. So,
Definitely.
so
What do you
yeah.
say? Because us being in the industry and you being in the forefront of it, what do you say to an individual that's watching you? Like we have people that are watching our every step. The first time we do something wrong, they ready to. Especially social media. The
Yeah.
first time we do something off, it's like
First and foremost, I just want to let them know that I'm human just like they are. And
right,
although I carry a mantle or you see me in a different light does not make me perfect because again, I'm human. It's not that I'm gonna intentionally show my shortcomings or show my downfall in front of you because I'm very not that what I do in private can't be shown in public, but there are just some things that you just don't absolutely do on here. I'm
right,
not for everybody, some people thrive off the likes, some people
right.
thrive off the sensationalism. I'm just really on here just being me. And if I have a profound word to say, I'm gonna say it. If I get on here and I feel a certain type of way, I may say it, but it's not. I just want to let you know that I'm human just like you are. When I get up, I brush my teeth. I wash my body. Mostly, I hope that y'all do that.
Amen. Hello, somebody.
But I just want to, I love God and I'm gonna represent Him well. But if you see me fall, just don't, I just don't try not to put your lips on me. And if you do, just understand that I am human too. You know?
Right, right.
Yeah. So
And I mean, there's a plethora, like I said, there's a plethora of other things that you do besides singing.
yeah.
Um, you're an author too. You wrote a book.
I
What
wrote
other
it.
things have you done? And is there anything in the future that you're looking at? Well, we did see you on Coming America too.
Coming to America.
Yeah, we did see. I was like, okay, okay, I see you just sneaking
Uh-huh.
that one in, sneaking that in. Like, but
Yeah.
what other things do you have? Do you have anything coming up, or what other things do you
I,
like besides just singing?
I do want to move more into acting. I want to move
Mm,
more into putting productions together too, because I believe that I can do that. Like sitting up under just watching and being in a business and seeing how things flow and go. I know that I am a visionary. I have ideas all the time. I'm very witty with stuff. So I want to move more into like doing productions as far as film, like sets, more musical stuff. I would love to do Broadway. I would love to
mm.
do Broadway. More music is coming soon. Trying to raise this 13-year-old to get up out of my house so I can go ahead and fully live my single life. Better so I can travel all around the
Right.
world. Okay. But I just whatever it is that God has in me, I'm to the point now, I don't want to hold back. If I try and it failed, then okay, I can at least say I tried it. So
Right.
TV and film is definitely one of the things that I want to move towards. Yeah.
Definitely. Is there anybody that you want to work, like anybody in the near future that you haven't worked with? Because you worked with so many people. Is there anybody in the future that you definitely like, you know what, this is a person I want to work with or write for, anything like that?
You know what? I haven't said that. I haven't said that. I always say like to do a song with Dietrich Haddon. I just like his energy. But as far as TV and film, I haven't. I really haven't. But I always said I wanted my own little sitcom or something like that. Like it's just
I
I
can
just
see
want to
that.
see
I can see that.
nut side of me.
Right, right, right.
I sit in the house and I laugh at myself and I say, girl, if you had a camera in here, like this would be like it would be too funny for me. It would be
Definitely.
too.
And some people don't know like some of the stuff that you just do at home. Like you just be like, you know what? And I know as creatives, we like I know for me what I started to do, I didn't do it at first, but what I started to do is I started writing those things, those ideas I had. Because
Yeah.
at first I was just like, it's just an idea. Like
It's
I'll
just,
get to it. But then when you finally like, oh, I need an idea, you can't go back and look because you ain't got nothing to look
yeah.
back on. So
I
I've
was looking
definitely
at
started.
they did a reel and they
Mm,
said don't ever just throw away an idea that you have. It's an idea and it comes to you because God give it to you.
right,
And so write it down.
right.
Whether you think it's big or small, just still write it down. Because then sometimes I notice, like even in my journals, I go back to some of my writings and I'll be like, wow, I wrote that then and I did that. You know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
don't ever discount or discredit or think that your ideas are menial, like it's they don't count. God gives you things, He download things inside of you because it's the thing that He wants to see you manifest and do, or even at least try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's something big too because I know for me it was more of like I had a point where my mom, she literally sat me down. She's like, "Did you ever think of like, have you ever seen what you have done?" Like,
Right.
because sometimes we work so much, and we just be like, "Oh, okay," and we're just robots. In this
Yeah.
industry, you can turn into a robot.
Oh
Basically,
yeah.
you wake up and like I basically, because of February, I had my little breakdown. God broke me down real quick. So I said, "Sit down for a second. I
Yeah.
got you." You know what I'm saying? But we work so much that
Mm.
we never step back and notice like all the
All the-
accomplishments or anything that we done. And sometimes we need to celebrate the smallest thing to the
yeah.
biggest thing.
Of course. Of course.
And so how do you keep yourself like focused and maintain like yourself, their mental health, everything like that? What do you do?
I make sure I'm intentional about everything because I notice if I do too much of one thing and forget about the other thing, then something's going to get off track. You
Right.
know, I mean, I'm a mother, I have to balance that. I'm a woman. I have to balance that and taking care of myself and, being, becoming older. So I have to make sure that I properly feed and make sure my body is good. I have to make sure that I'm intentional about, okay, reinventing myself or recreating some things to stay relevant. That's why I have, an assistant that helps me. That's very, very good. That stay on top of that because I'm bad with that. Okay. Administrative stuff. I'm very, very bad with that. So there's assistants out there who get paid to do that because that's what we need
You,
y'all for. Okay. Thank you. Uh, and so I just make sure that I'm intentional about keeping balance. Balance is the thing for me again because I have one of those. If I get in the zone and I'm staying focused on one thing, something's going to go lacking somewhere. So I got to make sure that I'm intentional about being balanced. You know?
definitely. Yeah. So of course on a sit down, we do, I've asked you this before, but we do 3 questions. These are like kind of like your final last questions.
Okay.
But it's 3 questions that we ask you and you just answer it the best.
Okay.
So we start off with because there's 3 in the number snub, what are 3 words that best describe who you are?
Creative, loving, and creative, loving. I want to say and spontaneous.
Why would spontaneous be one for you?
But because and this is good and it's bad because I'm never sold or settled on a thing. Like I get bored quick.
Me
I
too.
And so it's just like I'm always, and like I said, this could be good and bad because sometimes I have to sit myself down and be like, okay, my girlfriend just got on me today about it. She said, y'all need to buy another thing in that house. She said, I know by the time of the end of the summer, you're gonna probably change your house all around. And I look at something because I'm creative, so I see so much. So I'm
Hmm.
always trying to change or add this or take away that. So I'm very spontaneous and impulsive at times.
I'm like that. Like if I walk into like an empty room, I can literally like my mind just starts putting the room together. Like one
Yeah.
of my friends will be like, they'll come in my house one day and then the next day come over and be like, wait a minute, like what just happened? Like how did you have all this stuff and then I'll take stuff down. It could be in the middle season and I'd be like, oh, I need to paint this. I need to do this. I need to do that. Like it's, I
And I'm
feel
always
you.
like that with my girlfriends. If we go out, like if I see their hair out of place, I'm fixing their hair. I'm moving this around. Oh, this, roll your sleeves up, switch your sleeves. And they just like, girl. I'm just like, all right, I see it differently. I'm sorry.
Right. So in the past and present, we've had many greats and many people come, and there's some people that we still with us, whatever. But if you could be anybody past or present, who would you want to be and why?
If I could be anybody past. So I'm saying this not out of because I don't love myself or I don't know who I am, but you're
You're
asking
fine.
a question. So if I could be anybody in the past, I would probably be Aretha Franklin.
Mm.
Want to walk in her shoes, the good, bad, and the ugly, because she was just phenomenal. She was just phenomenal. A little Aretha with a little of my grandmama, because my grandma was fierce too. So a little Aretha and a little Hannah.
Mm. So
Hmm.
what's crazy is it was between, I don't know if you know this, but it was between remaking you into the Corella or making you into an old school Aretha as the cover. We had talked about it, but
So
I
we
went.
should do that.
We didn't get to do it, but we maybe one day we can. Maybe one day we can make it happen. But yeah. So, but no. and the reason why we went with the whole Corellis scheme that we did is because of basically like whenever I see you, I don't think always like you're a gospel artist. I see you that you stepped in many categories.
Mhm.
And so whenever you see like whenever I saw the black and white in Corella or anything, it just to me like there was different dimensions
I
of
like
who she was. And so like I didn't always see like, oh, that was an evil person. Like I
that.
saw that was like a glamorous woman walking, like, and then she just had these features. Like there was just different things that stuck out to me. And then when I brought it up, I was like, yeah, we got to do that to her.
Yeah.
Like I just saw different things with you. And then when it came about, I was like,
And yeah, and see how you just saw that in a different perspective. And I did, and what's crazy is because white and black are so, it's just the opposite. I
mm-hmm,
always say like white is one of my favorite colors, and I love black too, but that red is passion. So it's
mm-hmm,
like that was the in between. And so I am that person. Like you see me, a lot of people see me as, Sunday best, this and this and that. But a lot of people know me as the girl who loves to dance, the girl who, I mean, at any given time, she just going, she just going not pop off in a bad way, but just like, I'm just fun and I'm just
right.
vibe and I'm just that person. So that was good. Big ups to you. High
Huh.
five.
So, and then your final ones. What is your final words you want to give to everybody? That it could be either encouraging or whatever you would like to say to everybody that's on watching right now.
Definitely, I would want to say this world is really, really changing. That's the only constant thing. And I just say don't get stuck with what the world is trying to offer you. Do
Mm-hmm.
what it is that that's going to be best for you.
Right.
Trust, build your faith, wherever your faith lies. My faith lies in God, His Word, in Jesus. I believe. Wherever your faith lies, ride on that. Make sure you take time for yourself, your family, because that's what's important these days. And I think that's what this whole pandemic was supposed to show us. It was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to pull out the entrepreneur in us, pull out the things that was lying dormant in us, because a lot of people lost jobs. So we had to become creative. And the creator has created us. So we are all creative. But it also showed us that love is everything. Love is important. Family is important. Life, most
Right.
definitely, is important. So ride on life, ride on you. Take chances, take risks, because you just never know.
Definitely. And you want to tell everybody where they can find you at or how they can reach you?
Y'all can follow me on my Instagram at Iana Soul Sings, YANNASOULSINGS. On my Facebook, Iana Soul Sings. You can go to my website, IamIanaCrawley.com, www.IamIanaCrawley.com. I have merch on there. My book is there. My body butters are there. Make you glow and make you
I need to get
smell.
some actually. I need to find a new one. So I actually need to get some. So I'm gonna go look.
Okay, so I'll send you some. And I got some new stuff coming out. Some new music is coming. I won't disappoint y'all. I know it's been a long time and I've been saying it, but it is coming out. It's coming out.
We just
Okay?
gonna pray over it. It's coming out. It's coming out. It's coming out. It's coming out.
It's coming. Somebody said, last but not least, God is able and still in charge. No, He is. We already know that. We
Yeah.
already talked about that. Okay?
Well, yeah, thank you again. I will see you soon. Keep doing what you're doing. And whenever you have anything that's coming out or any projects or anything, definitely let us know so we can show our love and support, okay?
All right. Thank
All
you.
right, no problem. You have a great day.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.